from Candleford, a stable companion of the favourite, an 8-1 bar.
Stand ready. They're off for the Skybet Age4, with John Leaper in the red and yellow having to be ridden to get away from the stalls. Max Vega, red jacket, jumping out down at the running rail with the likes of Shanro and Valley Forge. From out wide, Get Shirty in the light blue has had to drop in towards the rear end of the field as they go towards the end of the first couple of furlongs. Yukon Glen is among those being held up, and out wide Trawlerman is getting his position, and he's caught very wide at this stage. Frankie taking no time yet to cross over aboard Trawlerman. Blue with a white cap racing in isolation. Owner Mate Global Storm in the all blue is just about leading the main cluster closest to the running rail. Max Vega not far off the pace either. John Leaper's got a good position with Fancy Man. They're well grouped against the rail, and now Frankie is just beginning to track over to get a bit closer to them. So Trawlerman in front to Global Storm. Earl of Tyrone in the yellow and black just shading third now to Fancy Man in a striped jacket racing in fourth. And then Max Vega, Shanro in the dark blue and yellow, being followed through by John Leaper, red sleeves with a yellow cap. Owner Mate, ever present red cap, racing down at the running rail with the likes of Valley Forge and License, who's towards midfield. Benno's also buried away in midfield with Akita Sushi in the red and green stripes. Might just see the green cap of Candleford slightly worse than midfield. Pace is a fairly leisurely one by the looks of things. Yukon Glen is the back marker. Garcia in the yellow is held up. Raymond Tusk is also racing towards the rear with Rodrigo Diaz. Get Shirty has made up a bit of ground on the inner in the light blue. He's got half a dozen behind him. Enemy in a raw blue jacket is in rear. The grey Alfred Boucher has settled towards midfield as they go towards the final 5.5 furlongs and begin the swing for home. And it's Frankie in front on Trawlerman. Earl of Tyrone a close second. Global Storm in the raw blue third to Fancy Man, then Max Vega. John Leaper races next. Then Shanro the dark blue and yellow to the grey Alfred Boucher from Ever Present and License and Valley Forge and Get Shirty. And then Raymond Tusk from Candleford and Benno Akita Sushi away to the extreme left. Garcia in a yellow jacket is still in rear from Enemy, and Yukon Glen. Rodrigo Diaz meanwhile is last of all. Heading on down towards the last 3 furlongs in the Skybet Age4, and Earl of Tyrone has just about nosed ahead. The yellow and black to Trawlerman, the white cap Global Storm on the right. John Leaper under the rail has every chance. The grey Alfred Boucher trying to thread a passage. Bit short of daylight. In behind Shanro, then Ever Present and Get Shirty. Earl of Tyrone with under 2 furlongs to go. Alfred Boucher putting his grey head alongside. Frankie battling on between them on Trawlerman. 3 in a line as they head deep inside the last furlong. Alfred Boucher easing into a narrow lead. Trawlerman battling back under the Dettori drive. Alfred Boucher from Trawlerman. It's going to get very close between the two. It'll go to the judge at the end of the Skybet Age4. Earl of Tyrone riding behind, very close for fourth. Get Shirty involved with ever-present John Leaper and Shanro.
Great finish to the Age4. Trawlerman and Alfred Boucher in a proper head bob. The grey one side, Frankie the other, and here's Frankie celebrating as the judge calls Trawlerman the winner at 9-1. Alfred Boucher headed in the closing stages at 8-1. Earl of Tyrone was third at 5-1, and John Leaper was in fourth place at 28-1. Well, Frankie took the wide route early on Trawlerman, backing up the Goodwood success under a penalty of 21 days ago. Get headed at the 3-pole. The grey Alfred Boucher is in front, but Frankie galvanises the John and Thady Gosden trained 4-year-old back to the front. Alfred Boucher in second place, and a short head, the winning margin of the Age4 winner.
Simply vintage Frankie Dettori won the Group 2, now won the Age4, the latter on Trawlerman. I'll let you describe that in your own words.
It was a journey. It was always the plan to stay wide, but as we got to the stable gates, I was 10 lengths in front. I thought, well, I went a good gallop. I don't think I went that fast. And then I got him to relax, and I said to myself, is he relaxed or is he tired? But it was relaxed, and the Irish horse passed me at the 2. I thought I'm going to finish a good second because it was rallying, and then when the grey horse came past me, I thought maybe on third. But in fairness, once you go in that sandwich, you got competitive, and I thought maybe I just could run out of time, but on the line he goes head down.
Did you know you'd got there on the line?
Oh, I thought we'd be very close. I've been there with the Lady Aurelia and I got it wrong, so I thought I'll just wait for the result this time. Do you remember that, Lydia?
I remember it very clearly.
Yeah, so do I. It scarred me forever.
Well, this time it was right. Congratulations. John Gosden has just won the E-Ball with Trawlerman, also trained, of course, by his son Thady, ridden by Frankie Dettori with a vintage Frankie Dettori ride.
Yeah, it goes back actually to Trawlerman's father, Golden Horn. We got drawn very wide in the arc, and Frankie and I always walk the course before the arc. You don't have to go through a long lunch, and it's good for the nerves. And we stood in a stall that he was in, and if you look down the track at Longchamp, the track goes out and it comes out to you a bit, up by the little wood, the petit bois. So Frankie said, I know what I'm going to do. I said, I can see you're going to go absolutely straight, and when the horses come to you, you're going to slot across. And actually, he got right in behind Trev's pacemaker, and it was the difference between winning well and scrambling to win. So actually, when Muntaha ran here in 2018 with Jim Crowley, he thought I was completely barking mad. And I said, no, stay out there. Just stay there and slot when you're comfortable. You got a lovely long run, and he did, and you got 6 furlongs to lead down the back there. And so as soon as the draw came out, I looked at Frankie, we didn't have to say anything. Yeah.
And how about the closing stages? Because in the end, that was a bit of a scramble.
It was a proper race, because they realised what we'd done, and then we slowed the pace up, and then we got attacked on both sides. And it was a real squeeze between the pair of them, and it was a proper horse race in the end, but they could see the tactics. I got the feeling, and he took him over to this rail. Having just won the City of York there, it's fresh ground. And so to that extent, why not race on the fresh ground?
This horse is really improving though, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he is. He's been a bit of a wild man. He got permission to go to the start early because he's quite fond of breaking up the starting stalls and various other things.
What do you think you might go on to do with him now?
Well, we'll see. They're talking about the Melbourne Cup, and I'll have to talk to everyone and see how they want to handle that. He's a grand horse with a great attitude, you know, but remember, there wasn't a huge weight spread, but he was nicely in at the weights.
And another winner for Golden Horn, who's had the Sire, the Golters winner as well, and the recent news of him staying in the country.
And
he must be.
Yeah.
And go on.
No, sorry, he's like Nathaniel, isn't he? He can come up with these, you know, enables and Derby winners and things, but you know, he's a horse who's capable of producing good horse. He seems that they like to stay, a lot of them, so that he's going to get some mixture of mares right now. He's moved studs, but one thing they're very genuine.
Trawlerman has just shown that, even if he has his quirks. Congratulations, John. Really well done.
Thank you.